So welcome to the HJ, Halliwell Jones Stadium. Warrington Wolves have just beaten Hull KR by 34 points to 12. That almost flatters KR. We'll get to KR in a minute. First of all, though, Jono, Warrington Wolves, where was that performance last week?
Exactly, yeah. That's what I've said in the stands. I asked the question where it was last week. But Warrington, wow, what a performance that was today from them. Come out blocks. I really thought we'd struggle today. I thought the scoreline would be the other way around. But credit to Warrington there. Sam Burgess, well done.
Sam Burgess, well done. Greg Lockie-Webster got things off and running, got man of the match in the stadium. We're not too sure about that one, but it was a good take from the young man.
He did really well. He had a few mistakes throughout the game, but for a young kid coming into a game of that standing, that stature, that pressure, especially after the performance last week, I thought, yeah, fair play to him. I'm not sure he was player of the match myself, but fair play to the young man and take the raps while you can.
Did you have to have a second look when James Harrison did his little steps and his little tricks and went in for his try?
I thought he was like Cinderella, gone to the ball there, and then he ended up in Asda taking the pick and mix. Well done.
It was a phenomenal try. And then, of course, we had the likes of Matty Ashton played with a ball behind his back. What was interesting about that, I think it was Reece Martin stopped. He thought he was going to knock it on. He didn't knock it on. He found himself all the way in.
Well, yeah, it's a great inside ball as well. And Ashton did well to control it. Yeah, you're right. They ran into each other, the KR players. I thought at one point he's going to pull this back for obstruction, but because the space opened up for Ashton, he must have thought Christmas had come early. But he did really well to get the ball under control and then continue and score. What was a crucial try at that time for Warrington.
I'm still stunned. I can't believe what I've just seen. The next try, actually, we haven't seen that for a while. At the start of the season, we were scoring quite a lot from deep with Warrington. Lovely little soft pass from Curry. Great soft pass from Curry. Lovely line from Sippler. Drew the defender well. And then, of course, Danny Walker, who for me personally today, are probably his game of the season against an opposite number who wants to go to the World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. Danny Walker's definitely changed after the last two games. I personally thought his hand was slipping off that plane ticket in the last two games, but today, wow, he should have been man of the match there. Then runs from dummy half, catching KR out. Absolute great try from Danny there, and then just Warrington went from there then.
Incredible. Incredible. At half time we're sitting in the commentary booth there, Greg, and we're just like, what are we looking at here? It was absolutely unbelievable. We thought, the first 10 minutes is going to be really important, and KR, to be fair, had field position, but just couldn't execute. The amount of errors today, again, missed tackles. We said before the game in commentary, I think we ranked fourth in the league for missed tackles. The amount of missed tackles again today. Their defence, they are a shadow of the side that they were last year.
Yeah, I think we remarked on commentary that the body language was wrong, their attitude was wrong, their discipline was out the window today. 6 against penalties. For the first try, they give away a 6 again on the last tackle. Willie Peters must have been bolder than me by the end of that game. It's incredible that this is a team that's won 4 trophies, has been to a cup final, are world champions, and yet that performance today, they're shadows of themselves. And we said at half-time, could that possibly be Warrington's best first half performance of the season?
I would say so. And I think the thing here for me, mate, John, is the fact that, last year, Super League Raw, we gave loads of flowers to KR, and rightly so. They played an incredible brand of rugby league. They played really, really well. What we're seeing this year is absolutely the polar opposite. It's the polar opposite. And, when you look at the dynasties that have been in Super League, Wigan, Saints, Leeds, who've been there, stayed the course, title after title, this is a really poor, at the moment, they could still go to Old Trafford and win it. Anything can happen between now and the end of the season. But based on what we just saw if they serve that up from now until the end of the season, this is probably going to be one of the worst this is going to probably be one of the worst title defences ever, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. You go from winning 4 titles to losing Challenge Cup final. Looks like the League Leaders Shield's gone as well. They look tired, to be honest. Where do you blame? Do you blame World Club Challenge, Vegas, Challenge Cup final? But yeah, the faces today, the attitudes were all over the place for KR. I've never seen them like that. Mikey Lewis, I don't know what's gone wrong with him. He just doesn't look interested sometimes in play.
As I said, happy Mikey Lewis is a great player. An unhappy Mikey Lewis is a liability, and he proved that today. And I've just been heckled by a man with 3 Matty Ashton masks. Today's just full of surprises.
Hey, KR fans and KR players are going to bed with three Matty Ashtons in the eyeline after that. Wow. Look, you're right. Look, like I say, KR last year, lovely to watch, brilliant side. But you're right, Lytton. I pray to God. I mean, I don't pray to God he's injured, but if he's not carrying a knock, that's way off. That is way off. I mean, it's one thing watching players, watching 80 minutes on a telly, but when you're live in a stadium and your eyes can go wherever you want your eyes to go to, they were, that performance today was absolutely shocking, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. That's the Jez Lytton that we've never seen before.
I can tell.
It's the first time we've been to that game.
Loved it.
You're a rugby league fan?
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, you are now.
We could be.
Good game, innit?
It could be.
Yeah.
That's the difference. It could be. We have no legions back at home.
Yeah.
So, so you've just found yourself a new team. What are you
We
doing?
went to Warrington and we just went, oh, what a day.
Good.
Do you know what I mean?
Good man.
What a day.
Good man.
Great, it could have been Hull, but we didn't. We're at Warrington.
Good
So,
on you.
you know what I mean?
Lovely
You know. Oh, sorry. What is this?
It's going on YouTube. Super League
Don't
Raw.
tell me I
Super
don't
League Raw.
YouTube it.
Super League Raw.
Yeah, I love your shirt, man.
Yeah, it's nice. Dennis the
That's a
Menace
nice
one.
shirt. What's that shirt?
Warrington. It's
Warrington.
the Warrington away shirt.
Armagh.
Oh, nice.
Ardwaha Habu. God bless you, lad.
You look
God
after
bless you.
yourself. Good to see you, mate. You take care. There you go. Happy days. Nothing wrong with that. Always nice to do.
Heckled by a man with Matty Aftermath.
Yeah.
And a friend from Ireland.
Happy days.
Who was speaking
Look,
fluent French, everyone.
It is what it is. Happy days. Got no issue with that. If nothing else, Warrington have just got themselves a new Warrington fan. Happy days. There you go. What were we talking about? We were talking about Jez Lytton, weren't we? But no. But that for me was, like I say, as an England fan, that's a real concern. Jez Lytton for me, was, and he still is. I say he still is. Jez Lytton on his days is England number 9 all day long, but I just couldn't believe what we're seeing. And then you look at Mikey Lewis, and Mikey Lewis today. I'm sorry, but he's out of form. His head's gone again. Great players. It's incredible what form does, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Mikey Lewis, we all know, has got this attitude where he can, a bit like Jake Connor, wind people up. Get him to a point where there's penalties.
But can also wind himself up as well.
Wind
That's
himself
the danger.
up. I think he did a few of that today, winding himself up, and he got penalised in the end. Fair enough. But yeah, Mikey Lewis is one of these players should be on the plane, but on the performance today, no.
He's a liability when he's like that, I'm afraid. He's an absolute liability. I mean, look, Willie P, I said before this game, the losing coach, he's going to have a lot of questions to answer. Sam Burgess today's come up trumps and probably won't have to answer any of them. Something tells me that Warrington might announce a new contract this week. Won't be a players, but I'm saying on that one. Not a bad time to do it, yeah, but I can imagine it.
The mood is right.
The mood is right. I don't think he's going to get much better than that, if I'm being honest, unless they do something amazing, but don't see that happening. But in terms of Willie Peters, Greg, wow. I said to you in the stadium, and I genuinely mean this, that KR team that we've just watched playing like that will not retain they're not going to retain the Shield, they're not going to retain the Grand Final. However, if they miraculously get to OT, I'm not going to say win it, but I'll just say OT for now.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the battle. As I look at that, the battle for KR is to get to OT.
Yeah. Listen, they haven't played well today. They've not played well for a while. They're a shadow of the team they were last year. But they get in that top 6.
Oh,
And teams like Leeds have proved in the past you just finish in the top 6.
Yeah.
If they can get a string of performances together, they could very well get to Old Trafford. And I like you, I can't see them winning it this year. I think Leeds have got a very strong case for that.
If they get
Wigan,
to the final,
quite possibly.
that's some coaching from there.
It is.
From there.
And that, back to your original point,
Isn't
Dave, that is coach of the year material to turn this KR side around and get to the
Brad
final.
Arthur might have something to say about that at this moment in time.
At this moment in time.
But I'll tell you what, we'll finish off with this. This is the other thing. It's not only the form. I know, and this is where Willie Peters does have to answer questions for me. It's not just the form and the body language and what the players have produced today for all KR. Yeah, and look, let's take nothing away from Warrington. Warrington today, that's their best performance of the season. They were outstanding. To a man. 9 out of 10s, all 17. Absolutely incredible performances from Warrington. Fully deserving of the win. But what Willie Peters does have to take accountability for, we saw the team sheet before the game even started. You're starting Dean Adley at prop, which he's done before. That's fine. But on the bench, you've got Tom Amone, you've got Sam Luckley, and who's the other one? Desiree. Desiree.
Yeah.
So you got Desiree. So you got 3 props on the bench. You're playing a second row at front row. You're playing an interchange hooker in second row in Carl Lawton. Now that for me, if I'm a KR fan, I'm scratching my head because when you look at the 17, you don't need to put a square peg in a round hole. You can actually just do what you need to do. And that for me would be my question. If I'm a KR fan today, over and above the performance and everything else, if they are going to say anything to the coach in terms of what happened, I think he's got to answer for those decisions, don't you?
Yeah, of course, yes. You start with your strongest squad, don't you? Go for the big bench, put the big guys on. They tried to beat us down the middle. It didn't work. Clearly didn't work. But yeah, as you say, there's questions to be asked there. Massive questions for him. Let's hope they put it right. KR have not turned bad overnight. Well, they will come back, as you say, OT. However, there's another team there, Wakefield.
There is another team there, Wakefield.
Yeah,
Are they in shot? Fantastic. It's all right, you're on YouTube. What's your name, Chief?
Frankie.
Frankie.
That's your great granddad.
Frankie.
Wow.
Super League Raw on YouTube. You'll be on it, Chief. You'll be on it. Yeah, there you go. No dramas whatsoever.
Going back to the game, though, Dave, I mean, Warrington, you've got to give them raps. No matter what team Willie Peters put out there today, I thought Warrington stamped their authority on that game from tackle one.
Yeah.
Liam Byrne. And Leon Hayes. Leon
Byrne,
Hayes' defence was magnificent.
Philbin when he come off the bench.
Yeah.
Like I say, Warrington 9 out of 10 every player. It was a great performance from Warrington, and KR fans can have no complaints at all that they've lost that game today, but they will ask questions, and rightly so. Those KR fans there for me, they need to. That for me as a playing unit today, big questions, because for me they were rolled, and I didn't see, because we were seeing players at the interchanges. Yeah. I wasn't seeing Hurt. No. I wasn't seeing Desire. No. I wasn't seeing somebody like, come on with me, let's go and do something.
Mikey Lewis's face when he got Simba, and it was just petulance.
It's almost like he wanted to get off early. Yeah. I mean, for me, that's a massive, massive problem. Massive, but equally, it's only one game.
Yeah, only one game. They could bounce back next week. They've got the whole derby. What a game to come back.
Can't get up for that.
However, there could be a suspension in place here.
I think there will be.
Yeah, for what he's done there.
I think there will be.
Headbutting.
That's been picked up by Sky cameras as well.
The sim binning towards the end as well. I think he was on 0.5 towards a ban. So I think he might
take him over.
Yeah, do. And at least James Bentley, no penalties this week.
But I do wonder, who was a high shot from towards the end.
But to be fair to Bentley, they did give him 10 minutes to do it.
Who was a high shot?
It was on Ewan Irwin.
Ewan Irwin, was it? It was a high shot on Webster as well. I mean, Bentley had done.
Oh, that was Tom Amone.
You're looking at a yellow card if Bentley does that. So.
Well, look, there you go. We could talk all day. All in closing, Warrington exceptional. KR majorly. Do you know what? As a rugby league fan, disappointed. Really disappointed. Yeah. Like I say, if they don't improve, that could go down as one of the worst title defences we've ever seen, because that team is far better than that.
Yeah.
Far, far better than that. I don't know what's gone wrong, but something has. I think there'll be a lot of fallout over the coming days. From us here at the HJ, thanks for watching. Bye for now.